Yo, welcome back to ONSCENE. I'm here on beautiful, beautiful Courtney Place, outside the Garden Hotel and Bar for Dillinja and DJ Craze, organised by Rhythm Output with support from Support Your Local. We're here for some dope drum and bass and jungle from two of the fucking greats, pretty much. Dillinja is like one of the most prolific D&B producer slash DJs ever, and friggin' DJ Craze is like one of the best DJs of all time. So that's awesome. I'm excited to see them, and I'm excited to see right now Porcelain is playing, Maxine, dopeness, and the other two are Unwell and Dynamix. So yeah, it's looking like a bit of an older crowd, you know, as we got some OGs playing, so the OGs are here. Oh yeah, the sound system, the noise you're hearing right now behind me is Further Sounds. They did the sound system at Valhalla Stage, Kiva Street. It's fire, it's loud as fuck. Let's go. Yo, we're back behind the sound system in a Twin Peaks dream sequence. I'm here with Porcelain. She just played a set. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling pretty good. I feel like it was a pretty good set for like the time as well, right? Yeah. Like kind of excited for the night to kick off as well. Yeah.
Definitely. Now you're fairly new to the scene, but I see you playing like every weekend, I swear. How do you find so many tracks to be playing so often?
I feel like, well, I guess all I'm playing is really like jungle and drum and bass, right? And I really started getting into that, like, I don't know, I'd say like late high school, like early first year. I used to really be into like kind of like 90s rap, and I feel like that kind of translates somehow, you know, like kind of with like the stage lines and that sort of thing. But I have a huge love for jungle, and I think not like everyone's playing it, and it's got such a good sound and such a good like history behind it. So I don't know, kind of like grateful to be playing it in a way. Also in some way I'm like, they're not all my tracks, but I'm just like here to like show people what it's about and like kind of like get the movement up again, you know. So in all honesty, I just want people to hear it. If you love it, you love it. You don't, and that's all good as well, you know. Yeah.
Lovely.
The state of drum and bass as it is now, especially how it is in New Zealand, it's almost like there's kind of two streams, right? So I see it very similar to like what happened in the late 90s, mid 90s to late 90s with punk rock, where punk rock did stay underground, but then you also had like your Green Days and your Offsprings and that kind of like mainstream offshoot. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
The vibes change, but also things progress. But it's still the same thing. People love drum and bass, and I love it. I didn't expect to be still dancing to it 30 years later, 20 years later.
It's such a wide gamut of music now, and it covers such a wide kind of range of scene that, yeah, like, there isn't drum and bass. It's a wide thing. It's so big.
I thought we'd lost it. You know, I thought that no one really was into drum and bass. My oldest son's 21, and he listens to a bit of drum and bass and stuff. He would argue that it's not the kind of stuff that I would listen to. So, in terms of the evolution, yeah, we're old school.
It's awesome to hear that drum and bass is not just for breathers. You've heard it here.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, there's some like proper like neckbeard stuff going on, you know.
Yeah.
Chin strokey, shoegaze, drum and bass.
Oh, yeah. Yo, this is ONSCENE. We're here at the Garden. I'm here with perhaps one of the best DJs of all time, DJ Craze. Now, you're very outspoken online about DJing and what it means to you, and you've even got an ideology called Turntablism.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if you could introduce that to everyone back home.
Sure. Turntablism is just basically the art of using the turntable as a musical instrument. It's just basically using it more just to play records. Invented by Babu, the term. But the actual art form is just what we started doing, like, well, not we, like the X-Men, and before the X-Men, people like Jazzy Jeff, and before Jazzy Jeff, Grand Wizard Theodore, the inventor of Scratch, was, I would say, one of the first turntablists. Yeah.
Interesting. No,
Yeah.
I thought it was more of an ideology, because you definitely talk more about how DJing, influencer DJing is kind of taking over, and it's more about popularity than skill.
Oh, but that's just DJing in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. But turntablism it's just like an art form of DJing. It's not. Yeah, it's not that much different. It's just we took it to like a crazier level.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Like we like coming up with craziness on the turntables, not just playing music. Yeah.
Okay, so, and we were just talking about you played in New Zealand quite a bit. What is it like playing in New Zealand versus other places in the world that you've probably been playing at? Is there anything like distinct that stands out about New Zealand?
Well, I mean, I've been touring New Zealand since the early 2000s for different eras and different genres. Like when I first started coming out here, it was more hip hop. I was touring more hip hop, more DMC stuff, more like turntablism stuff.
Yeah.
So it was more, back then it was more of a show. People were just like, what the fuck is he doing? You know what I mean? Like, I loved it, but it wasn't a vibe. It was more like I was doing an exhibition.
You're freaking people out a little bit.
Yeah, they were just like not dancing, just looking at me.
They weren't used to the skills.
No, and I loved it back then because that's what we did back then.
Yeah.
I was here to fuck shit up and show people some new shit. And then along the years, I got into drum and bass, I got into like all kinds of other music, and it's more of a vibe now. So it's like, now you come see me and I'm gonna make you go crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different thing, but I still do all the turntablist shit.
Yeah.
It's just, now it's more of a party. Yeah. And it's been always great coming out to New Zealand. I love it out here.
Awesome. This is ONSCENE. We're outside the Garden Hotel with the two founding members of Rhythm Output, the people responsible for this gig. We got Felix and Jet. And so, boys, I'm curious, what is the backstory of Rhythm Output?
Well, Rhythm Output pretty much came from the lack of good gigs going on, and us being DJs within the Wellington scene as kind of first, second year uni students. We're a bit fed up with these promoters kind of overcharging students and like not really putting the effort towards catering to the user experience and if people were actually enjoying the gig. So we thought it'd be a good idea to have a go at it ourselves and kind of care a bit more about how the people feel and if they're enjoying it, you know, and also push the quality sound, get it out there.
Yeah, I can definitely see that with having fucking further sound.
Yeah.
And, I love that. I love that message. I love that philosophy you've got behind it. It's nice. It's really positive. I'm curious, what are some things about the Wellington music scene that you really love that you guys prioritize when you put on a gig?
Well, one thing I love about the Wellington scene is that it's the Wellington scene. Like, if you've been anywhere else in the country, if you're in, you know, like into going to gigs and stuff, like there's something different about Wellington and you can really feel the community vibe. Everyone wants everyone to do a good job and put cool shit on that you sometimes don't often see in other cities. So we really appreciate having a good community where everyone's on board and, you know, trying to help each other out and put cool shit on and stuff. So we're just trying to, you know, keep it forward and share it to the rest. I feel like a night like this is always testament to that. To see everyone smiling, having a good boogie, bro, letting loose. It's not that sort of weird, like, aura on the dance floor. Everyone's happy and getting into it. It's nice to see.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, it's all about the music. We do it for the people that want to hear the sounds. You know, we book the artists that we think gonna make people dance the hardest. You know, it's all about letting loose on the dance floor and having a good time. You know, so that's kind of what we do it for.
The user experience. I like that.
The user experience, that's, you know, the thing. Like, we're, you know, selling people a ticket to a user experience. Like, they're paying money to come and hopefully enjoy themselves, and so our main focus is making sure they do enjoy themselves.
I love that. I love the honesty. That's awesome. Yo, this is ONSCENE. I'm here outside the Garden for a sequel interview. This is the second appearance.
Number 2.
0800, aka Piper, aka Massive Legend. Now, what I've heard is you're actually a bit of a puppet master of the scene. We were talking about this last time, and I heard that you sort of maybe set up this Dillinja, DJ Craze arrangement. Can you tell us about how that happened?
Yeah, totally. So one morning I was lying in bed in my underwear, socks on because I'm a little bit crazy like that. And I get a little email come through on my Outlook. And guess what the headline of the email is? DJ Craze and Dillinja coming to New Zealand. And you know I had to pounce on that. Two legends. I mean, DJ Craze won the World Championship 3 times in a row. Dillinja, never been done before. And Dillinja, just the bloody go. I mean, you like jungle music, you like Dillinja. Yeah. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Yes, sir.
So what, you saw the email and you just pounced on it? You just
pretty much. As soon as that's how it, unfortunately it's kind of underwhelming. It's as easy as that. As we send a little email across and we say, hey, look, we want this man to come through and bless all the people in the capital. And then boom, guess what? He's here blessing all the people in the capital. Simple as that. It's kind of like, it feels when you're doing it like a lot more work than what it is, and then when it happens you're like, okay, no, that actually was a lot of work. And it all pays off, like getting to see like yourselves, anyone that's come here, walking out of this venue smiling because they get to see someone that they grew up listening to. that's what makes it special, and that's why we put these guys in from overseas so that we can make a special moment for anyone who comes.
Awesome. That's beautiful. Yeah, we were talking to the Rhythm Output guys, and they talked about the user experience.
100%.
That's yeah.
That's all. That's like our business is not about us at all. It's about what we can provide to the consumer and how much fun you can have at one of our shows. That's what matters to us. I don't want to know about any of the bad shit that happens at a show. Tell me about all the good stuff, and I can guarantee that will outweigh the negative every single time.
That's beautiful.
Every single time.
Yo, this is ONSCENE. I'm outside the Garden Bar Hotel with Dillinja, one of the most influential, prolific DnB producers / DJs of all time. And now, an icon such as yourself, Dillinja, can probably play wherever you want in the world. Why choose to do an Australia-New Zealand tour?
I love Australia, I love New Zealand. People all over the world, all ravers are the same. They come here for the music, they love it. I don't care where I am. If they're having it, I'm having it as well. That's the end of it. Done.
Are you sure all ravers are the same? Because I don't know. Is there anything different about Australia and New Zealand?
It's a beautiful country. The land is absolutely amazing, especially here. The greenery, the rockery, the character of this place is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about the ravers? Are they beautiful?
Mate, you know what? Ravers everywhere, they love the music, that's it. I'm not looking at characteristics of countries and they're like this and this is like that. Obviously, some places like more different styles of drum and bass than others, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, so
New Zealand more rollers, maybe?
More rollers, more and a
up tempo.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's different everywhere. That's fine. You know what I mean? It makes sense because you're the cultural setup.
Yeah.
You know, it makes sense the way it is. Standard. Hey.
Are we smoke?
Smoke? No smoking, man. I'll have a cigarette.
When you come to New Zealand, do you definitely think you push up the tempo, push up the sound, play more rollers, more crazy stuff?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. 100%. Change it up a bit, keep it more rolling. What you just said, high energy, more of a. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Dope. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for talking to us. I appreciate it a lot.
I couldn't do it earlier on. I could have, but I was trying to just get my head involved in DJing. That's all.
Locking in. This is ONSCENE. I'm here with Dynamix, a former local producer and DJ. Now he lives in Tauranga. So I'm curious, what do you think are some of the strengths of the Wellington music scene?
Wellington music scene has always been a melting pot.
Yeah.
So it always had like all the musos, all the different genres of music mixed in with artists So artists doing anything from canvas paints, oils, to people doing fashion design. And then you had the hospitality side, which is all the people who work front of house, worked in kitchens. All of those things together were actually one scene. And the good thing about Wellington is they used to cross-pollinate.
Yeah.
But the other thing is Wellington, like back in the day, went through a bit of a crumbling. And then there was all these open spaces that were old business spaces that became big flats. So there used to be big, massive warehouse parties. Like I've gone into a house party and it's full of like 500 people in a huge sound system.
I think a lot of people would say that we might be in a bit of a slump now. Maybe like similar to what you were talking about before. What do you think the Wellington music scene could really use to reach its potential?
Okay. Well, I think like the first thing is to understand what it is right now.
Yeah.
So if it's down and it feels like maybe it's sort of like crumbling and needs a bit of a bump up.
Yeah.
You know, like it's kind of a bit like some things have to die for other things to grow up.
Yeah.
You know, in their spot. And I think the most important thing is that whoever's doing whatever they're doing, whether they're the producer, the promoter, the punter, person, it doesn't matter, that you're there and you're involved in it because you're passionate about it. And just being a good human. Like, just be a good human and everything should actually work itself out.
Yeah.
If you get those things right, you pretty much have the right recipe. And then it's also about, like, don't gatekeep. Don't be like, oh, we've got this is ours. Like, get other people involved because it actually leads to like bridges and connections, which helps things to grow and flourish. And that would be my advice to anyone else.
Beautiful. That's a great answer. Thank you very much for the interview. I really appreciate it.
Good.